Okay, welcome guys. Welcome. 14th of May 2024. And we are here live to talk about the market. And we just had something happen a few minutes ago, about half an hour. Of course, you can see from the size of this candle that something, of course, major just happened, right? So you'll be asking yourself what just happened. And of course, I'm going to tell you that now. Some of us might probably be licking their wounds or whatever the case might be. And that's why we always say, make sure you have your stop loss in place, right? And this is what just happened. And this is it here. Let me just refresh the page. Okay, so you can see May 14th, Tuesday, today, we had news that came out at 1:30 p.m. UK time. That's about 30 minutes ago for the USD. And that was the PPI. And you can see it was what? It was green, which means what? It means bullish, means that we should be buying. It means that we should be buying. So if for the DXY, the USD index is going to be a buy, which is up, the direction is up, then they're looking forward to buy as an area of interest that suggests that. And the area of interest that suggests that in this case would either be a support area or a demand. When you're looking forward to buying, right? Of course, based on the price action, you're looking forward to buy at support or demand, right? So let's go back to the chart and see what we have. And then don't forget, in the next 1 hour approximately, we have another high impact news for the USD, which is the Fed Chair Powell. It will be on the wires and he'll be giving a speech. So expect some volatility as well in that area. So this is the DXY. Don't forget we said the DXY was telling us to buy. And where are we supposed to buy? We're supposed to be looking forward to buying at the area of support. And this is the 1 hour time frame, by the way. If you are not aware, we did a video for the price action analysis for today. We did it based on the DXY, Euro USD, Pounds USD, and gold. So you can always check that out. You notice that that was why we drew these levels here of support. You can see some support here. Then you have here as resistance. You can see a little support here. You can see some resistance, and of course, resistance here again. So this massive candle that we have here was based on news. And of course, the news was telling us to buy. Where are we supposed to buy? We're supposed to buy at the area of support. You can see that price didn't get there, but it made a mess of this area, right? It made a mess of this area. And I hope that nobody got injured. If you are here with me on this live session and you got injured by the high impact news, the PPI producer price index that came out positive, which is a buy for the two news for the USD. If you got injured, had losses, or maybe even crashed your account, let us know. They'll bring it to our attention and we'll quickly investigate the instruments that you traded. Because for this information that we just looked at now in front of us of the DXY, right? Since you are looking forward to buying the USD, then it means for the Euro USD, it means for Euro USD, you should be looking forward to what? You should be looking forward to selling. And you can see the same scenario here. Resistance, and you can see this would have been the nice area to enter, which the price is still very much there. And then look at what happened as well here. You can see these areas here showing support, resistance, support, resistance, support, support, support. You can see the massive candle over here as well. showing the price pulled back to this area and then it got rejected massively. So we always have our ALT, our art of trading, A for the area of interest, where you want to enter to buy or to sell. And it's always the first thing we put up on our charts, the A, and then the R, the reaction. When it comes to the reaction, you can see the reaction that we've had on this Euro USD chart. We've had the reaction here at support, and then the reaction here at resistance. And then the final one, the T, the trigger. Now, price is over here at the area of resistance. The news was what? The news was good for the USD. So it means we should be selling. But instead of just jumping in on the sell aggressively over here, what you need to do is to look for what? Is to look for price action candlestick patterns as an example. Since it's a sell, you must be looking for like the bearish engulfing, bearish pin bar, bearish hammer. Could even be the doji, spinning top, harami, inside bars, or whatever the case might be over here, for you to pull the trigger and then watch it go down, right? Don't forget, as price is here reacting to this point here, there isn't any trigger. You can see it seems to be pushing higher. But pushing higher, it might just be a poke and then come back. Because this push higher is actually how candles like the pin bar hammers are formed. They first of all poke higher and then end up closing more or less still as a stalemate based on the body, right? So we wait to see how this ends. And this is the hourly time frame. Don't forget also in the next 53 minutes approximately, we have another high impact for the USD, and that is the Fed chair Powell. Will be on the wires giving a speech. So we wait for that as well. So look here, it's trying to poke higher, but you have to wait for the close. That's why we always say when you have your reaction, then you wait for your trigger. If there is no trigger, then you do absolutely nothing, right? And the same thing would obviously go for the pound USD. The pound USD as well. Can you see what we have here? So all these levels, we had drawn them earlier, much earlier in the day, based on what we were saying. And you can see price obviously reacted to those areas. I remember when I started learning how to trade and mapping out the areas. After mapping out the areas, good day, Mr. Imana Omo, how are you doing? Thank you. I just saw your message. Let me know if you are in any trade or you took any trade based on the news, how the trade is going, and so on, right? So you're welcome, Imana Omo. Okay, so as I was just saying now, right, I remember when I would draw my levels and then price would react to them. I said to build confidence. I repeat, I said to build confidence when I draw a level such as this, and it reacted as support, 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 resistance, that when I moved over to the left-hand side, I was always seeing a reaction. You can see prices here. So we're waiting for the reaction with a possible trigger to sell. You can see price trying to poke out when you wait for the close. You can see here resistance, some resistance, resistance, resistance here, right? So you always have to identify the support resistance areas of interest. That's always the first thing. And we do this using price action. It is the action of price that will help us to understand better how to pick our levels. I repeat, it's the action of price, price action, the movement, the direction, the trend of price that would help us to figure out where to pick our levels. And then after picking the levels, it is now a thing of looking out for the reaction. How does price react to those areas? After the reaction, It should now be the trigger, what we use to enter the market. So here is the British pounds, the GBP USD. You can as well dive in and check on the gold. If you have any instruments of choice you want us to look at as well to analyze, feel free to let us know. So here is gold. We have here, don't forget when you see reaction areas, always look to the left-hand side and then it will give you further clues as well, right? So this is where gold is as well. Don't forget that news now is about 15 minutes to the next news for the USD. It's about 15 minutes to the next news for the USD, which happens to be what? It happens to be the Fed Chair Powell giving a speech. The USD is the currency involved and it is high impact. So expect some volatility in the market. Now, let me also say this. Based on the PPI news that came out about 41 minutes ago now, the PPI is usually not as volatile as the CPI. The CPI retail sales, what we're going to be having tomorrow by the same 1:30 p.m. tomorrow, May 15th, Wednesday, should be more explosive. I repeat, that news should be more explosive. So you need to be what? You need to be very careful this week, as apart from today, we have news for tomorrow as well. And we also have the unemployment claims for the USD tomorrow on Thursday, May 16th. Friday, we don't have any high impact news whatsoever. So whenever you have high impact news, just always note that it most likely will be coming with some volatility. So as usual, we'll be waiting to see what the price wants to do next as we check like the dollar, as we check other instruments. Now you can see for the dollar, the DXY, right? It has now gotten to this area here and it looks like it wants to break out. Just like we're looking at the EURUSD and GBP USD, it looks like it wants to break out. And most times they are doing what they are doing based on the USD because the USD is like the major driving force, right? The USD is a major driving force. Emmanuel Omo, you're welcome. For those here, you're welcome. If you have any instruments that you want us to quickly have a look at, kindly state in the comment section and we'll put that up on the chat and see what is going on with that. So if you have any instrument of choice, let us know. Or if you have any question, let us know as well. Let's just clean this up and then let's look for which instrument can we check on. Let's look for a major currency pair. Let's look at the USD JPY as an example. Let's see what's going on the USD JPY. Here's USD JPY here. The first thing that jumps at me now is this move. If you look very well, this move going up. That this move is going up. It is now forced to pick out some areas of support resistance. Support, first of all, because as it's going up, you like to buy with the trend, only if you're looking forward to being a counter trend trader. I can see something over here. I can see a sort of area over here. I can see something here as well. I can see something here in this area as well. So as we're looking at all these areas here, based on what price is doing, you can see price has pushed higher. As price has even pushed higher, if you look at it very well, it seems to have been moving in a wedge-like pattern. So I could have easily looked at this in this manner, something in this manner, like this, right? And this. So we had like a rising wedge pattern, which for the CT traders, the counter trend traders, this would have been a good one for you to use to sell in this manner. And the price go back to this point here. And then look at what it has done. It has pulled down and then it is now back to the lower trend lines. It might as well break out, use this as a point of entry for retracement and then drop further down at least to this area here. at close to this area here, to the USD JPY, it as well break out as well, do a stain and drop further down. One thing I can tell you is that, as an example, Fibonacci traders are looking forward to drawing their Fib retracement from the lows over here to the highs. And that means that this area would be a good one, and not even this area. This would be a good one for entry, because this will probably be about the 50 Fibonacci retracement level. Here would probably be about the 50 Fibonacci retracement level, which would definitely be a good one for buyers. Because once you get an entry here, of course, you'll be looking forward to the price pushing higher all the way back to these highs here, which would be good for low risk, where your stop loss will just probably be below your entry here, low risk to high reward trading. That is what everybody's trading. A lot of people, your trading is missing, by the way. You are missing low risk to high reward trading. Meaning that if you're going to be risking 1%, make sure that the market is willing to offer you maybe like if it's 1%, you should be able to make like 3% back or 5% or whatever the case may be. It's even possible that you can see 1 to 10, 1 to 7, and so on. But make sure that you're looking for the best of the best trade before you jump in, right? 1-to-1, I don't advise 1-to-1. 1-to-1 is a waste of time, right? So risk to reward ratio, pay attention to this. If you have any question on this, feel free to ask. It is very key, very, very important at the end of the day. Once you understand the risk to reward ratio, any trade that you have that it's a loss, you will not be bothered, because when you do have the winners, they would easily take care of more than 1-2 losses that you had earlier, right? And that is the truth. If you guys have any instruments you want us to have a look at, please signify, and we'll do that before we round up. We're going to be rounding up in a few minutes. Let's just pop up and see what the Loonie is doing. It's been like a very long time we've checked on the Loonie. Here is the Loonie, and what can we see on the Loonie? You can see some areas here. You can see something here as well, right? And by the time you are looking at the market in this manner, you should know here an area of support didn't quite get there over here. And probably the market might be coming back to this place here to test it, either for support or maybe to even break it. We look at this massive candle. This is a massive candle. Now, without even knowing that there was high impact news, the PPI that came out not too long ago, if you don't even check the fundamentals, you don't check the calendar, and you see this candle, you should know something most likely must have happened based on the size of this candle compared to the remaining here. The same is the case for these candles here. When you see big candles, just know most likely there was news that occurred during that period. Just know most likely it was news that occurred during that period, right? And that's why I always tell traders, I know a lot of traders that are not even looking at the fundamentals. They're just paying attention to the technicals. And of course, when you're paying attention to your technicals, make sure that the time frame that you're using as well is one that will not easily be destroyed by high impact news. I'm talking about the likes of the 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes time frames. Or from the 1 hour, 4 hour daily time frame, right? You won't see the craziness that much compared to the lower time frames, because those lower time frames, they come with a lot of noise, right? So that is the USD card. We have just breezed through the USD card as well, and you can see we've been breezing through the majors more or less to look out for what has been happening. Let's do this. Let's just have a look at the BTC USD before we call it a day. The Bitcoin, the father of all cryptos, and this here also we've already mapped out our charts as well. If you look at the areas, always look at the areas to the left. Always look at the areas to the left. If you look at what's happening here, look to the left to give you more clues, give you more clues, give you more clues, right? Didn't quite get here, but if you look to the left to give you clues of the areas of interest, the areas of interest, the areas of interest. If that is the first thing that you master, the area of interest, then trust me, you're well on your way to being a professional trader. Yes. If you can first of all work on the areas of interest, you are well on your way to becoming a professional trader, right? So we've looked at a couple of instruments in today's live market analysis session. We are going to be rounding up now. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach out to us. Always ensure that even if you're watching this video on this live session on a replay, ensure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that once we pop up for the next live market analysis session, which is going to be tomorrow by 2 p.m. UK time, which is going to be 30 minutes after the high impact news has dropped. Then once you turn on the notification bell, you won't miss that. You join us immediately. We pop in and then you can ask your question, get to learn a thing or two. We always use the acronym ART, Art of Trading, for area of interest A, reaction R, trigger T. That helps us look at the market properly based on the price action. Okay, so with that said, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Any other means necessary, we're on Instagram as well at CSA Forex, and find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. Okay, thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Ensure to trade safely, protect your account accordingly. Goodbye for now. Cheers.